Hey guys, welcome to another video and thanks for clicking on this one. In this video, I want to share with you what I see in the market as of today. I just finished work and I said, you know what, I need to make this video in order to connect with you and hopefully share some of the things that I am seeing. Now, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you coming back. Please don't forget to drop a like on the video. It goes a long way. Now, the first thing I would like to start with is the market is really on a trend right here, and we are seeing that uptrend. You know, the market is growing almost every day for the past couple of days now. The S&P 500 is about what, 7,800. All right. Well, the Nasdaq is around 30,240 as of today, as of right now. And the expectation is that can the S&P 500, can it actually break 8,000 points? That is, you know, TBD, right? But the point here is the market is doing well. And one of the things that I want to share really in this video is the importance of investing and staying invested in the market. Right now, they are talking about the bubble. They are talking about how maybe this whole AI thing is a bubble and it may crash anytime soon. On the other hand, companies are making a lot of money. Have you been seeing the earnings report of these companies? Have you been looking at, you know, what's the statements they're sharing? And also, have you seen their future forecast, or at least predictions and expectations of their earnings going forward, or the outlook that they're giving? My understanding, and from what I've seen, from what I've read, is I don't believe we're in a bubble. I believe that this is an opportunity of a lifetime if you are investing. And remember, you don't have to put your money into a specific company if you're not sure of the company or something. You just need to pick your ETFs, the ETFs that may give you exposure to that sector, the AI sector, the semiconductor chips, the total stock market, something of that nature, right? And you will be fine. There is no magic company that will take you all the way, because every company will go through its own rough parts or rough times. And you need to just make sure that you are well diversified in this whole thing, because at the end of the day, you really don't know which company will succeed in the next 10 years or in the next 20 years. You don't know which one will stay alive during this transition as every company is moving through the stages of this AI. You know, we initially was all this AI, the Anthropic and the Chat GPTs, right? OpenAI and Anthropic, right? But now we're moving on to the hardware, the chips itself, and eventually the prediction now is we're going to move to CPUs, which is still part of the hardware, but you know, companies that focus on the CPUs and the memory chips will be the ones to make money. And then if the prediction now also is that the ones that provide power will be the ones that will also make money, because of, you know, because AI needs a lot of power and a lot of cooling. So companies that provide those type of resources to cool down and supply the necessary power for these AI companies, or at least these data centers, will be the one to also make money. So there's so many areas, so many layers to it, and your goal is not to pick a specific company. Your goal is to be exposed to these companies as much as you can. And if you are not sure, just buy the total stock market, VTI, VOO, SPY, the QQQ. These are all ETFs that you can buy and just add a lot of money into it, so that in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you can really see the return. And that is why I'm making this video. I'm trying to encourage you to, you know, to do what is best for your future, of course, but remember, sacrifices will have to be made. And that means that you may have to not spend on things that you don't really need, or maybe you may have to cut back on the things that you need so that you can put your money to work. Now, as of this morning, you know, so yesterday they reported CPI on Wednesday, and I believe PPI yesterday. And those numbers didn't really break the market. It wasn't as hot as expected. And in fact, PPI was even lower, right? It was beneath expectation. So the reality is that, yes, they're worried about inflation, they're worried about interest rates, they're worried about the AI bubble, we're worried about the war, All these factors will continue to impact how people see the market, and everybody will come out and say their own opinion and share their own opinion. But the reality is that you don't have to worry about those things. If you're not trying to day trade, if you're not trying to do options trades, and where you're taking a lot of chances or a lot of risks, as long as you have a long-term perspective, you should be fine. And that is the mindset we want to have. That is the mindset we want to keep, especially if you're a long-term investor. The goal is to have a long-term horizon so that you can let your money work for you. You can let it compound over time. Now, if you like specific companies or individual stocks of a company, then of course it's okay to play those as well. But one thing that you need to remember is that you always have to manage your risk when you are investing in individual companies. And that is because you just never know what news will come out that will tank that company in terms of the stock price. And that is why if you're investing into an individual company, give yourself some breathing room in the amount you allocate to a company. So for example, you have $1,000 to invest. Should you put all your $1,000 in, say, Apple? I wouldn't advise that, because if something comes out tomorrow and Apple tanks 10-20%, that will be a huge hit to your portfolio. On the other hand, if you put, let's say, $100, and that is 10% of the 1,000 that you have, and Apple comes out tomorrow and only tanks 10% or tanks 20% or so, your whole portfolio isn't going to be brutally impacted. It's not going to tank the whole portfolio so much, because guess what? Hopefully you've invested your other 90% in other places. So you've divided it amongst different companies, right? So as one company goes up, one may come down, but hopefully you are finding the right prices to get into this company, so that when they go up, right, you're able to make more money than when it comes down. The best thing is what? Buy low, sell high, right? That's the concept here. So you always want to find the cheapest time to buy, which is often when the market is red. And the best time to sell is when the market is green. So my approach sometimes is, when I see that the market is really red and I see the opportunities in the companies that I like, that is so important, I go in and buy some of these companies individually, because I know that I cannot control the whole market, but I know that it's a specific company that goes down because of a negative news, because of the war, because of something. Those will give me opportunities to get in at a good price, and when things turn around, the companies that I've invested in when they were cheap will go high. And then at that point, I also then ask myself, now that it's high, is it time to actually reduce my risk? And when I say risk, I'm talking about how much is actually put into this company, because my goal is to not be overly concentrated in a particular company or maybe in a sector. And sometimes it's okay to ride that, to take a risk and say, okay, you want to be maybe a little concentrated in this sector because that is a sector that is making a lot of money. It's okay, but you have to understand the risk you're taking. And if you understand that, then you can play to those risks, because remember, the higher the risk, the idea is that the higher the risk you take, the more money you can make. So if you want to make more money, you have to be willing to take a bit more risk. But when you make that money, you also have to then realize, okay, I've made this money now. Let me reduce my risk by selling some of the ones that I feel like, okay, maybe I've made enough from them. I sell some of those, and then I look for opportunities in other areas. And that is the process that I go through. Now, the reason why a lot of people get into trouble is, again, taking too much risk or getting too greedy, where you end up, oh, you want to make 100%, you want to make 200%, and all those things will get you into trouble over the long term. The key thing is to be able to do something that is repeatable, that is predictable, and helps you to manage your emotions so that you don't find yourself too emotional about a trade or about an investment that you've made. This is just something I wanted to share with you today. If you found value in this one, don't forget to drop a like on the video. I appreciate your time if you've watched up until this point, and I'd love to see you in a future one.